We're going to be following the life of Gideon together.
Tutakuwa tunafuatilia maisha ya Gideoni pamoja.
Because God has hidden a process in the life of Gideon that every man, and I say every man, can follow in order to discover the dream that God dreamed when he made that man. First and foremost, we are men that are growing and learning how to submit to one another in love. We are all the same.
And they came together as a team.
Na wakakuja pamoja kama kikundi.
That is you and I.
You are warriors.
The Bible tells us to pray, but we don't feel like praying. But we need to pray anyhow. How many have learned that?
Hi, my name is Art Haba, and I'm the founder of Core 300. We just returned from Kenya on an amazing trip where all kinds of wonderful things happened. Let me kind of lay out the threefold head of the spear strategy that God has put on our heart. The first one was the conference, and God brought these pastors and leaders and bishops to hear the gospel based on the story of Gideon. We need to train the trainer. That will be used later on, both in the prison ministries as well as in the Boys Academy. The men all turned and went through the motions of putting on each other's armor and helping them with that, and putting on the helmet and taking the sword of the Spirit and becoming equipped as men fully armed in the living armor that is God Himself.
The pastors absolutely treasure their training manuals. For many, it's the only book they own. And as they go throughout East Africa, they make copies over and over as they train other pastors.
The bishops come first on the platform and they wash the feet of the youngest men in the room, and then the youngest men turn and begin washing the feet of the pastors. And there is all kinds of social lines being crossed. It's very powerful.
Our second thrust is to help our indigenous partners in Kenya build 60 leadership academies for teenage orphan boys. Our vision is to take these street boys denied high school or trade and empower them with Christ-centered education, graduating servant leaders to change their world.
The third head of the spear is to train chaplains throughout the nation so that they can go and bring the warrior, priest, and king curriculum into the prisons. The cool thing is this has already been mandated by the Department of Corrections and the Secretary of State. So all those three heads of the spears are working together to bring transformation to Kenya and beyond. So what happened after the conference was a series of miracles and open doors. We were contacted by the governor's office, and the deputy governor met with us, decided on the spot to give us 10 acres of government land in the state of Bungoma to build the first leadership academy for these teenage orphan boys. From there we went and actually had a live meeting with the governor and were affirmed, and the deal was done.
Tied to the third ministry thrust into prisons, we were able to meet with Chris Wafula, who attended the conference. Now for 4 years they had been waiting for approval to move forward with the men's discipleship curricula, and the commissioner had just released approval for the first ever multi-year discipleship and leadership program to be taught to both inmates and prison guards. Chris told us that he was beginning the paperwork to adopt our 3-year Core 300 Warrior, Priest, and King curriculum for training 90,000 men in 2017.
After that, we journeyed over to the city of Eldoret, where the Reformed Church of East Africa is headquartered, and they have churches in all of the different countries. And our relationship with the Reformed Church was made stronger. But yeah, it was just an awesome time of breakthrough. The one thing that we came back with was this. My faith rose so much of watching God just move, unhindered by the things that hinder our faith here in this country. It was beautiful to watch doors open and opportunities just come right before us. And there was this synchronicity of invitations to meet businessmen who want to be a part of the Academy project, and so many happenstance meetings in airports and everything in between, that we knew for sure that we needed to be there and that we need to go again and continue. And so I want to call you to please continue to stand with us. If you've given, please make it a monthly commitment, an ongoing commitment, so we can continue to support the outreach there, as well as the growing movement of Core 300 here in the United States. So thank you again, and I ask for your prayers. Pray for Barack and Barasa and Alex and all of the team there, that God would bless them and anoint them and empower them and provide for them to travel from city to city, from farm to farm and town to town, to bring this wonderful good news, to see men set free so that they can then go and love their wives and their families and their churches like Jesus did.